Hi, Pisces.
Pisces.
This is your April 2018 monthly reading. We're using the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith deck. And we're working with Moonstone, but this is Black Moonstone. It's kind of gray. It's pretty.
Ooh. Cards are falling out already.
And some aquamarine for you. Because, Pisces.
I've been so excited to do this reading with Pisces. I just feel like you guys have been kind of excited too. Like,
right.
You guys are so in the subconscious with things.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, those energies are very,
We are in Aries right now,
compatible.
So how's that going for you? I mean, the transformation that's just happened. We spend so much time thinking and feeling and assessing and thinking about everything that has happened, right? And where we want to go and what we want to do.
Right. This is your second house, right? So it's your house of what you have.
You've been very curious about things. Okay. Interesting.
Right.
Okay,
so... Just see how he's setting it up now. Before I start saying stuff.
Right. Okay, I'm doing just a traditional kind of Celtic cross reading here. It just kind of instinctually started happening like this. This isn't exactly what I thought I was going to give you guys, but intuitively, this is what's happening. So, interesting. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's working. You do have some cards in reverse, so we'll figure out what that is.
What that's about. Let's see. So, overall, you've got some Libra going on. Jupiter and Libra. We were just talking about how Jupiter is like your old ruler, and a lot of people traditionally don't know that Jupiter used to rule Pisces, and now it rules Sagittarius. But it does. So, this kind of feeling of expansion with Libra there, it's talking about, relationships.
Right.
Definitely, because the full moon was in relationships, and, with Pisces, definitely it's talking about another person and relationships and probably wanting to expand on love. In some sense, I'm seeing here from the past, you didn't get your wish, whatever it was, with that person probably, or maybe whatever it was that you were possibly building, if this is kind of like correlation to love or to some type of ideal that you might have had in a career since some type of fantasy maybe. You're ruled by Neptune now, where you felt really passionate and it didn't quite work out the way that you wanted it to.
Okay.
Now you're resting from that. Right.
And it's taking a little bit of a spiritual break. We could even call it like a spiritual awakening of sorts. It's like mentally you needed to expand after going through a moment of not feeling so great, right? You were unsure about what it was that you were actually producing for yourself, and you wanted to take some initiative to begin something just to bring you to a place where you felt like you were contributing to your own life.
That's the Page of Wands, and it's like crowning you. So it's, even if you haven't gotten to that place, that's definitely what you should be moving more towards. And maybe you're realizing that in this time of Aries, right? You've had that time to be spiritual. And this Star card is a major arcana card. It's one of the only ones here right now. And it's in the past sector, and it's in reverse. So this is not something that you don't know. This has definitely happened. It could be anything. It could be a disappointment of some sort, even just with yourself, or with a wish or some type of goal in a long-term sense that you thought was possible that maybe just doesn't seem attainable anymore, or you just had to reroute yourself in that situation and your goals in a long-term sense. Or maybe there was just too much focus on the short term.
Yeah. I feel like some of you guys might have gotten something or received something, but it really isn't what you want, or you don't realize yet that it actually is what you want or what's working for you, right? Because at the bottom of the deck you have the Nine of Wands, which is the moon in Sagittarius, right?
There's a lot of activity.
So it's like you're feeling emotional about like the activities that you're doing because you want them to make sense, right? And your progression or your evolution of sorts. It's like the next stage for you.
You could really be regretting some actions that you did in the past too. I'm seeing the star card there in reverse. It's really kind of like how you feel about yourself a lot, right? And your hopes and your aspirations. So you could be crippling yourself. And also with this Four of Swords, maybe it's saying, you know, in relationships that you're weighing, that you need to be fair to yourself, because this is about being fair and this is about justice in that sense.
It is,
and expanding in that idea, and Jupiter being in retrograde right now. So you're rethinking something.
Right. In the recent past here, you got the Page of Cups in reverse. So to me, that just signifies that you were literally trying so hard for something that you wanted because there were some emotions backing it, you know what I mean? Whatever that meant, whether you were feeling emotional because you couldn't provide something for yourself, or you were feeling emotional because you didn't like your job, or because the job that you had wasn't producing enough for you. It's like now you really want to have a sense of owning up to, you know, what you're meant to do and what you're meant to be.
Right, because you've got the Emperor at the base foundation of what you're working with, right? So this is very like, I am, unapologetically, and it's very yang in the sense that it's out. It's going out to get, right? It's a lot opposite of what you naturally want to do, Pisces, which is like, you know, you're like, you don't really want the confrontation as much in that way. You know, you just want to kind of like, hopefully this just smooths over. And like, don't make me have to. If I have another moon or rising placement, I'm already a little nervous because I'm going to have to confront something because I really don't actually want to, even though I might act like I really do.
You're very compassionate, Pisces, and it's like sometimes
you want things to go smooth.
When you definitely get anxious, like you experience anxiety, you're a mutable sign and you're mutable water. So it's like when things get to you, you get a little bit like scattered and uneasy just because it's like striking up all of these emotions that you're like, you know, you're biting at or you're like reaching for. So you get a little bit like confused with all that water splashing around sometimes. And it just seems like, you know, you don't really know why you're in a situation that you're actually in.
Right, because the challenge is Aries as well. It's Mars in Aries. You could be being challenged by an Aries in your life at this point in time. Or it could just be in you, like your drive and your aggression, and feeling motivated and confident because, you know, maybe you feel like you betrayed yourself in some way. And that could be with a lot of things. You know, you could have betrayed yourself, maybe you feel like in a relationship by staying in it too long or dealing with a certain type of abuse. Or it could be like the abandonment of a relationship or the abandonment of an ideal inside of yourself. Like, oh, I always loved doing this thing and I just stopped. And so now it's the challenge. The Mars in Aries energy is like kind of like, that's double Aries, double your will, double like just be out there and just be you and like just be adventurous and just make choices, you know, and don't be so inward and, you know, and hurt and broken from things that are gone, you know.
I feel like you guys are taking the time to allow yourselves to be nurtured and feel nurtured, right? Look at this. You got the Three of Cups right there. Right?
And this has been a theme too. Okay, so Mars and Cancer. This has really been a theme if you've been following a lot of the readings, particularly this week. So this is definitely about wanting to commune, you know, and wanting to share feelings with people. This is like your attitude right now, right? So you definitely want to, you know, put more energy into feeling connected emotionally with things, because you know how important that is for Pisces. You don't want to be the last to know. You don't want to be the last out on anything. You want to feel the flow and the current and the magic, and you want to have a soulmate. And that these are all things that, you know, Cancer is about, for a Pisces, is really about the nurture, you know. You love a good Cancer, and Cancers love a good Pisces. You know, Cancers need to nurture, and Pisces need to be nurtured naturally. And this is a very nurturing card by just being out there with your peers and camaraderie. Maybe once you get out with more like-minded people and you start connecting spiritually and not just intellectually or sexually, you'll find a better sense of yourself, right? So that you can get back to, you know, turning the star card up, right, in the mind. Because it's how you know, it's something in your mind that's fixed that might have even gone sour a little bit.
Right. You might have been a part of a group that you actually didn't feel as confident in anymore. You know what I mean? You weren't as motivated as you were when you started, right? And so then now the star card is in reverse because it's like you're not really getting what you want and you're not really in that group of people that you feel like you can expand in, Jupiter and Libra. And then you join a new group. This could be a new company. This could be rejoining friends. This could be like, you know, getting back together with a family member or a few, you know what I mean? That could be so many things. And I feel like you're now trying to get yourself out there and network. He's saying people. He's saying places. Right.
Now, also on the shadow side, of course, you know, these are feelings. And this red can be like, you know, feelings of love and action. And it also can be feelings of anger and wrath.
Right.
And really wanting to go in on some people. And really wanting to show somebody something, right? So that could also be your attitude. And that could be coming from whatever happened in the past here with this star card. But that's not going to be, it's not going to serve you. You need to go ahead and let that go. Yes. Dump it all out.
No resentment.
You need to turn that around because you know what? It's only going to fuel more negativity inside of yourself, Pisces. You rule the subconscious. You already know. You cannot stay there in that place.
Now, if this was like a love reading, I would probably say that you probably found out that someone might have been cheating, and that's why you have the star card here in reverse, and then you have the 3 of Cups there, right?
Right, because this is the news of it and everything too. And how are these things affecting your emotions as well? You know, because really the 4 of Wands, I think about celebration even more. You know, I think about, you know, the Venus and Aries and the ceremonies of that. You know, this is about definitely those feelings of coming together, but it could be all kinds of feelings, you know.
Like the water
They're 3 different people.
Yeah.
Now, in the immediate environmental area, you've got like a beautiful card. So this is a really good time.
Yeah.
You know, you're feeling lucky when it comes to people that you love and that people that love you.
Family.
And like, family, the inheritance. Maybe something's going to happen or you're going to get some good news in that way. Or you might, you know, get that job that you've been trying to get.
Exactly. And you realize that this is actually something good, right?
Right. And that is this is about proof and prosperity. This is a beautiful card.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the spring right now, this is definitely, I'm seeing some really good environmental things happening for you, you know? Yeah. Or this is just a sum up of everything. It's the proof, like you can't hide it. So, if it is a situation where it's like, oh, the lover, this happened, you got cheated or whatever, maybe you have been lying to yourself over and 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 over. Now, everybody knows. Everybody knows what he did and this, that, and other, and you did. Now you gonna go back to him now? Right? So it's like that idea. Now you can't hide from things because they're really out there and in the open and they're manifestations, you know, and monuments.
And this is the completion of something and a new beginning. And now with the 2 of Wands here, it's almost like, now what do I do?
You know what some of you were dealing with another Pisces or a Cancer or a Scorpio.
Right.
And that person is causing anxieties in your life. They could be, their sun could be in those placements, or they could have a moon or a rising, especially if they have a moon, Pisces, because... Hello, you know, our lovers are usually the people who are moon signs.
This person knows how to control your emotions, right? Because they're so good at it. It's in your anxieties, right? So this is the most mature water element, so they know emotions.
They really do.
He's air, right?
It could have even been something like addictive in a sense, like it was just parasitic and like, he plays on your emotions
Right.
because he's got a bad habit of something, but you know, he's in it with you and there's something glamorous about it.
Right.
Something glamorous about it on the outside, but it's not really serving you.
Right.
And now it's time to expand on the idea of what's fair.
Right.
What's fair to yourself, what's fair to the situation, right? Because your wish with this person is over.
Right.
Right? Your wish of whatever it was that you were kind of like hoping, you know, for is definitely not what it was.
The emotional stress that this person put you through is like not even worth it. It's like they're putting you through the stress, but they're just like watching you kind of like go through
They're
it.
telling you to let it go. With this card in reverse like this, dump those emotions out. Whatever you were trying to fill up this cup with, it's not that person. Okay, this is definitely talking about going back to the construction of self.
Right.
An old version of yourself, even.
Exactly.
Like an old, tried and true, stayed and blue. I never let myself down. I can trust on myself because I know I ain't going to let myself down kind of thing.
Exactly. 9 of Wands. I'm not going to let myself down. Moon and Sagittarius.
And the bottom line is you'll get to that place where then you can find, you might be a little tired of some of the stuff that you've gone through, but you'll have the spirit and you'll be ready and you'll be prepared. You'll be on the upper hand of it. Then your outcome card being Leo.
Right. Yes.
So there might be a Leo in your life even, and you need to like listen to that Leo definitely, or like learn from that Leo in a certain sense, you know. Pisces and Leo have a magical connection between the two, being like the actor, dancer signs. You know, Leo is a little bit more of the theater and the drama, and Pisces is more of the glamour and the photos and all of that stuff, movies, and, you know, and those are kind of the sectors because Neptune is ruling the illusion, and the Sun is just ruling over all the drama of life, right?
It's like, who do you know that is an Aries possibly, that is a Scorpio possibly, or that is a Leo, right? Those.
And they're really established in a way, and they're craftsmen about whatever it is that they're doing, and you guys could probably get together and really learn a lot from each other. Or even, like, if you're single right now, you could wink, wink, be thinking about somebody who has some of those placements.
It's very interesting because there's a presence of 3 men here. One is more dominant because the Emperor is here. But then you've got the King of Cups, and then you've got the King of Wands. And right here, you got 3 cups, and this could represent all 3 of those men.
All 3 of those men, or even this could all really be the same person. Even you never know, whatever the placements are. I mean, you could be dealing with someone who has a water moon, and then they have a sun and a fire sign. You know,
and
so
a rising fire sign. You know,
so you're getting a lot of like this water and this fire from them. And the water, the emotional side of it, you're saying yes to. I feel this, I understand this world, I love this, I love you. And then the fire part might be like evaporate.